Breaking news on the show tonight on the podcast. Four-star linebacker Blake Nichelson commits to Florida State. He's a linebacker out of Manteca, California. We're going to talk about the impact of his commitment, what it means for the Noles, and what the Noles can expect from him in this upcoming class. We are back with a pop-up, a special edition, a surprise as Blake Nichelson commits to the Noles. He is the second linebacker in the class. As we mentioned in the open, he's a four-star linebacker out of Manteca, California. He took a 4-day unofficial visit in late July. It seemed like a decision would come pretty soon after that, but here we are in mid to late September. He's finally made his decision to commit to the Noles. He was at Oregon over the weekend, but still Florida State's impression was a big enough one that he picked the Noles. I keep wanting to say signed. That he picked the Noles, and the commitment moves FSU into the top 20 of the 247 recruiting rankings. Richie, thoughts on this commitment and what it means for FSU?
Yeah, TJ, we talked about the importance of starting strong early in the season, right? How you got to stack those wins early when you can. I think that played a role in this because, if you lose that LSU game, you lose that Louisville game, maybe you don't get this commitment right now. Doesn't mean you're out of it, but you'd much rather have a kid committed than worry about have to try and flip him later. Really exciting pickup. I think it was pretty telling, right? He took his official visit here in June and then came back on a 4-day unofficial from California with the family on his own dime, right? You mentioned he was in Oregon over the weekend. His family was not there. He was with his girlfriend. When I saw him pop up at Oregon, I was a little nervous, but the fact that his family was not there makes tonight a little less surprising. That Florida State, Randy Shannon, Derek Ray, we'll get into all of it, got themselves a blue chip from California that Oregon was heavily after. This is a great win by Florida State staff.
Yeah, you mentioned Derek Ray and had a great relationship with him. Derek had a great relationship with the family as well. Florida State's current GM. So he gets an assist on the recruitment, but Randy Shannon, hats off. A lot of people question what kind of a coach he would be, if that was a good hire, a bad hire, what kind of hire that was by Mike Norvell. But Randy Shannon adds a second linebacker to the class. Obviously, Tatum Bethune is a pickup that Randy Shannon was able to pull in last year, who's making a massive impact for Florida State as a linebacker right now. And then linebacker play just in general has really picked up. Deloach obviously leads that unit. Bethune, super athletic. Lundy's doing a great job, as well as Gant and other guys. Is Randy Shannon, or can we kind of consider him one of the – I know we have, some angst with some different coaches on the staff. Can we maybe consider Randy Shannon one of the better coaches on the staff, or is this, a lot of an assist to Ray, or what were your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think the jury's still out, right? But he's definitely having a very good year. We saw Deloach's development last year. That's been great. Lundy, you mentioned it, has just transformed his whole body. And you think Randy Shannon is the guy that came in that, was off field last year. Now he's with the linebackers, co-DC. I think he's definitely putting his stamp on this defense and really helping out Adam Fuller. I think we've seen, Malik Cunningham, everyone's going to struggle with him, right? No linebacker is just going to spy him perfectly for an entire game. But that closing speed we saw from Deloach on that sack that late in the game against Louisville, that was huge. That's a play he does not make as a freshman. I just think there's a lot of positives to take right now from what's going on defense. And I think Florida State's probably only going to take 2 linebackers this year, unless they just get another guy they fall in love with. They're probably done at the position. But yeah, Randy Shannon, he's off to a very solid first year as a full-time, fully paid coach now.
I like that. Jury's still out, but we're impressed with the first year. I think you've done some good things there. He was with his girlfriend on the visit to Oregon, but also maybe some good news that for Florida State that his family is moving out here. How big do you think that was in the recruitment that his family is coming back out east this way?
So I do not claim to be a recruiting expert by any means, but when I heard that his family met with AJ Duffy's family, who made a similar move from California to Florida, right? They're in Jacksonville now. That told me they're serious about this. In Jacksonville, that's only about a 2.5 hour drive. Depending on how you drive, you might get there in 2 hours, but 2.5 hours to Tallahassee. Florida was never really in play. It didn't seem like, and in Jacksonville, that's always a worry because that's a Gator town. But the fact is, man, his family moving out here, the fact that they went with the current Florida State player, that the heir apparent to Jordan Travis, maybe not. We'll see with Tate, but that's for another show, another day. But the fact that they did spend that time with the Duffys and get their take on moving from California to Jacksonville, and they're looking to do something similar in the coming years here. Everything just lined up for Florida State. I'm not saying it was a layup, but it was certainly a situation where you had, I'm not saying you had pocket aces, but maybe you had ace king in the hole there coming down the stretch late.
You had a good chance, but they capitalized. They delivered. They finished. I've seen guys in the NBA blow wide open layups. And so I've seen people toss it at the goal line. But that's something for another day as well. So, good news overall for Florida State as the Noles beat out Oregon and UCLA to secure Blake Nicholson's commitment. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, just a quick recap, just a quick update. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button that's right there under Richie. Share the video, thumbs up it. Share your comments. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Blake and the commitment. Do we make it to signing day with him? Again, that's a video for another time as well. But Richie, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Nah, just man, we got some serious momentum going on. We'll talk about another big time receiver prospect popping up later in the week. And man, don't let us go 4-0. And as a 16.5 point favorite, TJ, I think we're going to be 4-0. We need to ride this wave while we can.
We're going to be doing videos every day. So I'm TJ. He's Richie. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Again, give us your thoughts on Florida State's newest pickup, Blake Nichelson, 4-star linebacker out of Manteca, California. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Go Noles.